Hi friends, Joanna here. I hope everyone is doing amazing. Today is bring out your scraps, let's have some fun, and bring back our sojo. Hi friends, Joanna here. I hope everybody is doing amazing. So from my two recent happy mails from Miss Kathy and Miss Debbie from In Cool Fact, I had gotten lots of strips. So I didn't want the scraps to be sitting around, put in a bin, so I figured I would just sew them all together. Like I said, there's 13 mixed size panels. These have all been pressed, not trimmed, because that's not going to matter at this point. I also made a 20 by 26 inch panel. So I started cutting them up into 5-inch blocks. Why? Because I have a 5-inch ruler, right? And that definitely makes life a whole lot easier. Look how pretty they turn out. So this is not a plan. This is just a little therapy sewing for myself. It was great fun putting all these together, all these different patterns. Everything they look so pretty. So I just figured I would start working on these and just cut them up. I don't know, like I said, what I'm going to be making, but this has been lots of fun, just sewing. The strips are different sizes. Do they look wonky? Yes. So because I did not trim up the strips, I just left them exactly the way they were, and that's it. And I just put them all together, and I gotta say they look really wonderful. So I gotta plan on I gotta figure out what I'm gonna make with these. But like I said, for now I am just going to be cutting them into 5-inch blocks. Okay, so I got 48 5-inch blocks from scrap strips. How awesome is that? So now we have everything. We have the blocks cut. So now the next step is I'm just going to plan some rows together and see what they look like. Hi friends, so I decided I'm going to do 7 5-inch blocks in each row, and then in between each of the blocks I have a 1.5-inch very light pink strip. So 1.5, so it'll be 35 with the 5 blocks. So in between each one, so like I said, the 1.5. So these are going to wind up being 1 inch because of the 1/4-inch seam allowance on both sides. So this row will actually become 41 inches. And then I'm going to add a border at the, around the end. So this will definitely be bigger. But for now, I think this is just so super cute. So I'm going to keep planning my rows, and I'll be back. Okay, so I have put together 2 of my rows. I had put my 1.5-inch strips in between each block. And then I put together my next 2 rows. So I still have more to go, but I just wanted to make a note when you're working with multiple rows, labeling them, you can just clip or pin or whatever, each row. So this way you can stay organized and it'll help you. And ask me how I know. Okay, so I now have a 42 by 55 inch pieced top. So I had to make more blocks because I had 48 blocks and there are 70. So I had taken that big large panel, as well as I added some other strips from my stash. So lovely. I can't pan out too much, but yeah, so awesome. So cute. I did some 1.5-inch sashing across each row. And yeah, so let's see how she turns out. So I went from just strips to blocks. Now we have a top. Hi friends, so if you remember from my video, I had that happy mail with lots of yardage from Miss Debbie from In Quilt Fact. I'm going to use this for the backing. This perfect color, nice. So you see this little pink fleece right here? My little bunny rabbit, my 3-week-old bunny rabbit Gemma is right in there. She's such a good helper. Thanks, Gems. And instead of batting, I'm going to use this off-white flannel. It should be nice and light. And yeah, so we're gonna get started. Hi friends, so Gemma helped me pick out this super cute pink and white dotted fabric for the binding. Look how adorable that is. So thank you, Gemma. She's such a good helper, I know it. So we're going to start putting everything together, so I can't wait to see how it turns out. Hi friends, so I just did a quick trim or even up of my top just using my serger, and this helps especially when your cutting table is smaller than your quilt. So, or yeah, smaller than your quilt. So yeah, it comes out real nice. So we're going to be plugging along. Okay, I have my sandwich done. Lots of pinning. Make sure everything is nice and flat. And we are off to the races, my friends. Woohoo! Hi friends, so yes, I am not an expert, but this is just a way that I do it. I have the top, my sandwich, I have it rolled up here, and I'm going to start from the center. I am just going to do straight line stitching from top to bottom, right to left, and you know, nothing fancy, but I am going to start in the middle, so I have measured here, and I'm going to get started, and I will keep you posted along the way. Hi friends, so yes, I just went across each row. I did some very light quilting along the top. Now I'm going to be trimming her up. So I am just going to use my serger to trim up all along the edges, the flannel and the backing. And oh yeah, I'll show you the back. Okay, I used the serger to just clean up and straighten up my quilt. Now we're going to be ready for our binding, so everything looks nice and neat. We are done. Yay, look how beautiful. So all of these wonderful, beautiful, yes, I literally just pulled it out of the machine, but so all these fabrics were gifted to me, so I'm going to pay it forward and gift it to someone else. So I am going to probably be donating this to the church. Look how lovely these fabrics are. So pretty, right? So thank you guys so much for coming on this little therapy quilty journey with me. And I appreciate all of your help and all of your support. I just love this. This is very simple and basic with strips. The strips are definitely wonky because I just had sewn them as they were. And I rotated some of the blocks to give it some more interest. So thank you guys so much, and I will be talking to you guys soon.